A pretty rosy picture of the first 6 months of the current fiscal year as the Prime Minister and Minister of Finance today assured that policies put in place to return the health of the local economy are paying off. And this in the face of increased revenue, expenditure, a widening deficit and debt. Carla Palmer has the story.
Having inherited almost $1 billion in unpaid bills, claims, unfunded obligations with debt levels near 100% of the gross domestic product, and other significant reported challenges since coming to office in September of 2021, Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis had this message he described as simple for the Bahamian people. The era of fiscal mismanagement, he says, has come to an end.
Our policies are working. We are headed in the right direction. We are finally on the right path forward. And even though there's still so much more yet to do, life in the Bahamas is better now than it was 17 months ago.
Despite fluctuation in the global market, Prime Minister Davis says the local economy sustained steady activity, with tourism playing an integral role in stopover arrivals for the first 6 months of the fiscal year, outpacing those of the same period last year by 135.8%.
In total, there were 2.3 million additional visitors during the period, largely supported by a 2.1 million increase in cruise ship arrivals, which totaled 3.3 million.
Newly implemented aggressive revenue collection strategies were also a driving force, further bolstering the economy, reportedly accounting for some 44.5% of the annual budget target. He says revenue collections estimated at $1.2 billion represents a $111.5 million increase over the same period last year.
By improving revenue collection earlier in the fiscal year, we improved the cash flow positions, and this reduces the need for short-term borrowings.
With revenue up resultantly from more taxes being collected by way of departure and stamp taxes, excise duties and value-added tax, VAT, which saw an increase from $23.7 million to $600.2 million over the same period last year, Prime Minister Davis says the government was able to make significant progress in reducing its unpaid bills, which currently stands at $90.7 million, or 2.7% of the budgeted expenditure, compared to 31.3% reported the previous year.
The IMF maintains a positive outlook for the euro area, forecasting 2023 growth at 0.7%, and 2024 growth at 1.6%. For the Bahamas' major trading partner, the United States, the 2023 growth estimate rose by 0.4 percentage points, from 1% to 1.4%. As a consequence of improvements in global market conditions, in October 2022, the IMF forecasts that the rate of economic growth in the Bahamas will increase by 4.1% in 2023 and 3% in 2024. While the IMF has not yet revised its forecast for domestic economic growth to take account of its latest global outlook, we remain confident that the upward momentum that we have witnessed to date will largely be sustained.
Prime Minister Davis says while he is pleased that his government policies are working, he is reminded to stay focused and continue to do all possible for the betterment of the Bahamian people. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.